new weather forecast. Light rain expected from today. The Ministry of Water Resources and Meteorology has forecasted light rain in the country from January 19 to January 25. Phnom Penh Municipal Court to hold hearing for Kem Sokha. A spokesman for the Phnom Penh Municipal Court, Plang Sophal, announced to local news that the hearing of former opposition party leader Kem Sokha will be held this morning. ASEAN COVID-19 Table-19 January 2022. ASEAN as a whole has reported more than 15.8 million COVID-19 cases. Of this, more than 810,000 are active cases as of January 19. Jabs restriction. Pfizer doses will only be given as booster and not basic shots. The Health Ministry will only allow those qualified to receive booster shots, and not those seeking basic vaccinations, to get Pfizer doses. Booster mix effective against Omicron, study shows in Thailand. The Department of Medical Sciences has found that administering an mRNA-based vaccine such as Pfizer or Moderna as a booster after initial doses of old technology vaccines like Sinovac and/or AstraZeneca produces a high level of immunity against both the Delta and Omicron coronavirus variants. Seeing the forest for the trees. Cambodia commits to achieving carbon neutrality by 2050. Cambodia begins the new year as the first nation in Southeast Asia to publish a plan to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. Angkor Resources announces advancement of the wild boar prospect, Andong Mes, Cambodia. Angkor Resources Corporation, TSXV:ANC, and OTC::ANKOF, Angkor or the company, reported the advancement of the wild boar prospect on the Andong Mes license, with analysis and interpretation, defining several drill targets. World Bays Club supports ASEAN tourism reopening. The most beautiful bays in the world club, World Bays Club, has voiced its support for the reopening of ASEAN tourism. ASEAN Tourism Forum 2022 officially launched. Cambodia is hosting the 40th ASEAN Tourism Forum, ATF 2022, from January 16 to 22 in Pre-Sihanouk Province, under the theme ASEAN, a community of peace and shared future. PM Hun Sen shares thoughts on developing regional tourism. Prime Minister Hun Sen, who is also ASEAN Chair 2022, has shared some thoughts to continue to strengthen ASEAN relations, as well as supporting and encouraging efforts to develop regional tourism towards a common future and prosperity, in line with the theme ASEAN, a community of peace and shared future. Over 360,000 Cambodian migrant workers inoculated by Thai govt. More than 360,000 Cambodian migrant workers have been vaccinated against COVID-19 and its variants by the Thai government. Russia gave $2.8 million for school meals last year. The Russian embassy announced yesterday that the Russian government donated $2.8 million to Cambodia last year through the United Nations World Food Programme. Omicron out-muscles Delta as cases surge in Thailand. Cambodian migrant workers get vaccinated. Bangkok alone has now surpassed 10,000 new cases since the beginning of the latest wave of COVID-19 infections on Jan 1, the Center for COVID-19 Situation Administration, CCSA, posted on its website on Tuesday, as one of the country's leading virologists revealed that the Omicron variant is now accounting for around 90% of all new infections. CPP wants recognition of Cambodia's help for VN's unification. In a recent audio message released by the government, Prime Minister Hun Sen, the CPP president, said the memorials should bear inscriptions of the help given by Cambodian people to unite Vietnam. NEC holds first public hearing over names removed from voter list. The National Election Committee, NEC, held its first ever public hearing yesterday and rejected one family's request to add their names to the voter list after they had been removed by the Commune Election Council. Kratie authorities to take court action over damage to temple. The Kratie Provincial Administration is in the midst of preparing a lawsuit against a South Korean company, Think Biotech Cambodia Company Limited, for already clearing a forest site. American loses appeal against child sex conviction. Phnom Penh Appeal Court yesterday upheld the sentence of an American man who was convicted last year by the Siem Reap Provincial Court over child prostitution and producing child pornography in 2019. 7 eco-tourism projects approved for Boca National Park. The Environment Ministry has approved a small-scale eco-tourism development plan in Pre-Monavong Boca National Park. 405 Blue Helmet troops ready for new missions. Cambodia will dispatch more than 400 Blue Helmet troops on United Nations humanitarian missions in Lebanon and Central African Republic next month. 3,000 students take part in Angkor Math Competition 2021. More than 3,000 students from different private and public schools in Cambodia took part in one of the biggest math competitions in the kingdom. Short documentaries premiered to show proof of Khmer crimes against humanity. To promote the use of Chul Sleng Genocide Museum digital archives and preserve the evidence of crimes against humanity by the Khmer Rouge, some short documentary series were premiered on Monday at the Bafana Audiovisual Resource Center. Auspicious celebrations for a roaring year of the tiger at Nagaworld. Usher in blessings of good fortune, happiness and longevity in the auspicious year of the tiger at Nagaworld. FWD Group's CEO visits FWD Cambodia to demonstrate long-term commitment to support Cambodians to get life insurance protection. Huyen Than Phong, Chief Executive Officer of FWD Group, visited FWD Cambodia to meet with the team physically for the first time after the digital insurer's grand opening in Cambodia in September 2021. New Kep Beach may open in April. The Kep Provincial Administration announced yesterday that development of the 2.7-kilometer-long beach in Phum Thmay village is now nearly complete and is planned to open to the public for Khmer New Year in April. Author binds 3 books into one fact, history, novella. Author and former seasoned journalist Ek Thar has relaunched his book detailing Cambodian wars between 1950s and 1980s, in a bid to encourage enthusiasts and readers to understand what occurred. New sub-decree for use of Cambodia's domain names. The government issued a new sub-decree yesterday signed by Prime Minister Hun Sen, Post Minister Chi Vanduth and Commerce Minister Pan Surasak on December 31st, on the use of national domain names. Human trafficker denies selling Cambodian women to brothels in Malaysia. A woman appealing against her 16 years in prison for trafficking 16 Cambodian women to work as housemaids in Malaysia and later forced to be sex workers, told the Phnom Penh Appeal Court yesterday that she did not sell them to brothels in Malaysia. 3 Cambodian destinations picked as ASEAN Clean Tourism Cities. The National Committee for Clean City Assessment, NCCCA, on Monday, announced that 3 top Cambodian tourist destinations have been chosen as ASEAN Clean Tourism Cities, namely Battambang, Sihanoukville and Siem Reap.